I've been asked to speak about the impact that online learning has on the transition that corporations in the United States are going through right now. As we all know, there are things that we cannot control as CEOs, and those things have to do with the external environment. Specifically, in the external environment, I am referring to issues of regulation. Once regulation have been established either congressionally or at a municipal level, the corporations as living organisms have to reorganize and adapt to those regulations. For example, right now, the regulations that governed Obamacare in the next 2 months are going to be scaled back so that a new Obamacare replacement can be put in place. Now, organizations all have to reorganize to try to see how different departments are affected with these new external regulations. Now, this has nothing to do with your leadership style or things that you can control in your corporation internally. Other issues that have to do with the external environment lie in specifically the areas of political reorganization. And what I mean by that is that right now, the administration in the external environment is having a lot of corporations, because it makes sense for corporations to reorganize and sort of repatriate that money back home. Now, when this happens, not every department in the organization is going to be affected. And what online training allows you to do, for example, what I do in my corporation, I am a woman-owned minority corporation. So for example, if a corporation needs to hire minority vendors, of course they check off hiring me because I am a woman and also I am Hispanic, and I can do a lot of training in multinational languages. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that before maybe the online training was being done in Mumbai, and now because of the new external regulations going on in the country, when a lot of corporations have to reorganize and bring the money back home, a lot of this online training, for example, can be developed in Miami, for example, where I am in. And so as a CEO, I am also very cognizant of people's line item budgets, and it's not the same thing to develop a module with analytics that I do for $5,000 for a specific department. So let's say that a lot of external environment affects one department in the corporation. Well, then that department only has to do one module. However, usually new regulations and new environmental influences affect more than one department. So I've had clients, I've been in business over 6 years, and we've designed for the private and public sector, and we've had designs that have been $10,000, $50,000. It depends on what areas of the corporation are being affected. And more on this on e-commerce and how to customize the transition that all corporations are going through right now in the United States. I am Dr. Patricia Allen Carbonell, and stay tuned for our next video on e-commerce and how to customize the transition that your particular business is going through right now. Thank you for watching.
Continuing my discussion on the paper published in the European Journal of Social Science with the e-learning models that I developed for online learning, I'd like to pick up on the topic of workforce reentry and the idea that a linear model would be best suited. Traditionally, however, most corporations, through their HR departments, train their employees linearly. This is how it has been done traditionally, although research is now showing more and more that when you customize the modules concerning the workforce reentry, because, for example, nobody really enters the workforce linearly. You have people from different cultures, you have people speaking different languages with different skill sets, and all these people converge on what is the corporation. And it is important that human resources live up to its main function, which is the furtherance and strategic goals of the corporation. And so more on the reconstruction on how HR could deliver this within the corporate hierarchy on the next podcast. I'm Dr. Patricia Allen Carbonell, and please subscribe if you'd like to receive our free weekly subject matter expert podcast. Thank you.